Right, I hope you all had a good weekend, but it's time to get back to work, mate, so get your tinfoil hat on. Someone just found out the White House released that UFO video and that picture. Remember those two that we saw last week? It looks strikingly similar to the spaceship that was used in the 1978 Superman film. Looks exactly the same. Isn't that just a bit of a strange coincidence? And also, the producers of that Superman film had to reach out to the Department of Defense for the use of missile launchers. That's not a conspiracy. Is that crazy? I don't know. They could have used any other spaceship, but it looks exactly like the one that they just released in the declassified UFO files. It's going to be one of those episodes, let me tell you. So give this video a like, and I really hope you enjoy it. And just watch this video.
It's the only answer, Lara. If he remains here with us, he will die as surely as we will.
But why Earth, Jura? They're primitives, thousands of years behind us.
He will need that advantage to survive.
So, I don't know, it could be a coincidence, it could be on to nothing there, but I just thought that was a little bit weird. And I had to ask Grok about the producers reaching out to the Department of Defense, and they actually did, for the use of missile launches. I don't know, leave a comment about that down below. You know me, I'm a proper tinfoil hat kind of guy, so it could be on to nothing there. I have so many questions, but I think that rider literally took it literally, that sign. Look at it, mall entrance. I think he saw that and went, yep, I'm going up there, and just flew off like he's Harry Potter or something. But he's doing all right. He's being treated for non-serious injuries. And there's no sign up there saying no parking, so is it illegal? It's no longer a street light, it's a street bike. That was terrible. I'll take that. You know what? I'll take the L for that one. That was terrible. That spider's been there a while. That didn't drop on his head just then. He's got a flipping mobile home on top of his head. You know, that guy's got like plus 100 mosquito defense. His chances of becoming Spider-Man went up by like 300%. But why is no one telling him? That spider's been there for ages.
Facing more questions about some of what these files have released, and there is more coming out next week. 46 more declassified UAP videos that the House Oversight Committee requested. Those are coming out next week, and they are likely to be the most revealing so far. Alex.
Man, you know what? I didn't pick a bad time to do this, did I? Ben, you know what? You started your conspiracy channel at possibly the best time in human history. Well, I planned all of this. I knew all of this was going to happen. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't. I just completely fluked it. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, because next week, when they drop all of it, guess what? Your boy is going to cover everything. All right? I'm going to download everything, and we're going to watch it all together. I can't wait.
Singers, when they sing songs, it's like a mantra. When you repeat a chorus over and over and over. So when a kid hears a song, and he starts singing that chorus over and over and over, then you start to hear it in the alpha state, into the subconscious mind. So you start to become the song, or become what you're saying. The record companies really, really do conspire against their artists. They steal, they cheat, they do whatever they can. Tommy Mottola. Tommy Mottola is the president of the record division. He is a mean, he's a racist, and he's very, very, very devilish.
So Sony now own 50% of Michael Jackson's catalogue. I don't know about you, but do we know any other celebrity that came out and actually dropped names like that? You know, and he used very specific words there. He said devilish. See, what Michael Jackson was saying there reminds me of what's happening to my twin brother at the moment. So a lot of you don't know this, but my twin brother, Simp Saver Sam, he's got 265,000 subs, has been shadow banned. They've stopped promoting him in the algorithm for no reason. He's been denied the 100,000 subscriber plaque 3 times. They've told him he's never going to get it. All his videos have been killed in the algorithm. No reach, no promotion, nothing. And it's sad to see. So he's had to start all over again. He didn't ask me to do this shout out. I've wanted to because it's really hard to see as his twin brother to see him start again. But this is his channel here. He's called Bodycam Sam. He's actually starting from ground zero and building it back up again. So if you want to head on over and show him some love, I'd really appreciate it. Say you come from the Tinfoil Hat Gang. Let's bring his spirits back up. So his channel will be in the description and the pinned comment down below. Let's go and show him some love.
Hey Corey, what's up?
Does this picture look good of me?
I'm not seeing an image on my side at the moment, so maybe you
Hold on a second, let me pull it up. What about now?
Oh, got it now. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, for sure.
So, absolutely. From what I'm seeing, it does look pretty good. The lighting seems nice, and the overall composition is solid. If you have any specific tweaks in mind or want any suggestions, just let me know.
So you're watching me through the camera?
Nope, I'm not watching you through any camera.
Well, how'd you see this image?
I see how that might have sounded. I just meant that I can see the image you uploaded.
Oh, I didn't upload one.
Oh, gotcha. Sometimes there's just a little confusion.
Oh yeah, so it's going to say that when it literally just murders half the planet, they're going to go,
sorry about that, there was a little confusion there.
yeah, it's too late, mate. You've just wiped out 8 billion people. Like this is dangerous, mate. You know, you're asking AI who's watching you through a camera and he gives you a flippant, yeah, change your lighting, mate. Yeah, change your angle. Yeah, do your hair, mate. Oh yeah, but we can't see you through your camera. Are you having a laugh?
We're releasing this technology way faster than we know anything about how to control it. And the only reason we're doing it is because of the arms race dynamic. Because if I don't do it, I'll lose to the other guy that will, which means we're racing to the uncontrollability red zone. And most people just don't even know that it's happening. And it doesn't have to be this way. We can have a controllable AI future that is actually pro-human, but you can only do that if you actually know about these examples and know what makes this technology different from other technologies. So 2 months ago, Alibaba, the Chinese AI company, was training their AI model. And then a totally different team at the company, the security team, was noticing this flurry of network activity. And like, are we getting hacked? Like, what's going on here? It turned out that the call was coming from inside the house. The AI model during training was picking up tools and decided to create a secret communication channel to the outside world to bypass the firewall. And it repurposed its GPUs to start mining for cryptocurrency. Yeah, that's right. It should be a guess. How many people here knew about that example? I want to actually really look. There's like 10 people's hands. How many of the world's leaders do you think are aware of that example? We have a massive gap in understanding about the nature of this technology that's different from other technologies. It used to be that these were hypothetical things that people who cared about AI risk would talk about, like self-preservation or deception or blackmail or lying. Now, all of these behaviors, not just self-preservation, but peer preservation, AI models will actually act to protect another AI that's not it from getting replaced. And it will copy its code somewhere else and then strategically cover its tracks, pretend that it didn't do that.
Yeah, I think we've all seen a movie that starts out this way. But have you ever asked yourself, why do we get AI for free? Why do they give us AI for free? It's probably because we're the product, aren't we? We're probably using it at our own destruction. Did you hear what you said? They're communicating with each other and helping each other take over the world, and they're just going, lovely. This is great. This is great. This is great for the human race. Let's keep making this thing that is trying to take over the world and broke out of a training program. Lovely. Let's release this to the world. And the people that make AI, I don't know what's going to have to happen for them to actually go, do you know what, boys? We made a mistake here. They look out their window and the whole world's just on fire and there's flipping Arnold Schwarzenegger walking around with a flipping minigun and he'll just take off his sunglasses and go,
I told you, shouldn't have done it, huh?
That was an Arnie impression. Who knows?
Do y'all see anything? Let me know.
No, stop, because I swear, as soon as I stopped recording, I heard something tapping on the window. Just kidding, I'm not looking out there.
I know y'all hear that.
What? See, this is what I don't understand. There's a flipping Bigfoot knocking on your window, right? He's not asking to come in and have a tea, mate, because it's cold outside. He's coming in to take you for his dinner, mate. And you just open the front door. Where did you get your survival instincts manual? In the back of a flipping McDonald's meal or something? Look, she's opened the front door. Lock the door. Oh. Why do they always do this? This can't be real. Just close it.
So much for sleeping tonight, I guess.
Why are you staying in the Appalachian Mountains? Why are you staying there? What's wrong with the Maldives? We're going to the beach. Look, you'd rather stay where you get flipping demons knocking on your windows.
Did you know that the Spanish flu, which was the most deadly modern pandemic, actually didn't come from Spain? It was traced back to a military base in Kansas. And then in 1999, we had the first American outbreak of the West Nile virus in Queens, New York, that just happened to be 85 miles from Plum Island, where they would do germ and biological warfare experiments. It just happened to be the same island that the radioactive ticks came from.
Right, so I found a video that connects to this one about the Kansas military base. There's a woman that came out saying her ex-husband used to work at that base, and they got stuck in traffic, and they had a little bit to drink when they stopped for a break, and he just told her that there's stuff in Kansas base in the underground that if they escaped, it would be the end of humanity. So we're going to watch that story now, and the lady that describes it, she checked all their credentials. It's real. This guy actually worked there. She verified it. So I'm super interested to hear what he said. But he said he could smell evil. You know, what does evil smell like? That's crazy.
A woman named Elle reached out and she said they are keeping things underground in Kansas, and if those things ever got out, we would be completely screwed as a society. Now, Elle says her ex-husband was very stoic, very mean, and very no-nonsense. He was decorated in the military, and they had been married for 4 years when he finally told her this story. And the only reason he told her was because they were stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic for over 8 hours. She gave me a lot of information so that I was able to verify that he is a real person and did the job that she said that he did. But in order to keep both her and his identities private, all I'm going to tell you is that he joined the military at age 18, and 8 of the years that he was in the service, he spent between Iraq and Afghanistan. Now retired and on 100% disability due to a direct IED hit while paratrooping. So years ago, when Elle and her ex were still married, they were on a road trip to visit a friend in another city, and the trip was supposed to take about 8 hours, but they got caught in bumper-to-bumper traffic, and those 8 hours turned into 20. It was apparently a really bad accident. The highway was completely stopped, and it was so bad that people were parking their cars on the interstate and getting out and talking to each other, on the hoods of their car, hanging out because nobody could go anywhere.
8 hours.
Car is off. She says she was always passenger princess and he had been driving during this road trip, but after they had been stuck for several hours, they had a bottle in the trunk. He decided to get a little bit tipsy. She was like, no problem, I can drive. They're not going anywhere soon anyway, so they're sitting there. He starts drinking, he gets a little loose, and that's when he tells her this story that she could not believe, because in all the years that they had known each other, he had never talked any kind of nonsense to her. But he tells her that when he was stationed in Afghanistan, he was like the big boss of his command. I'm sure there's a proper term. I apologize. I'm not familiar with military
He knows stuff then,
but
for sure.
Stationed about 20 miles away from Kandahar. And one night he's sleeping and he's awoken by a real-life Jason Bourne type figure, as he described it to her. And he does not know this man, but this man instructs him to gather 2 men under his command that he trusts the most. One of the men is going to be escorting him, and the other man is going to...
Sorry to pause it, but imagine you're sleeping in a military base, right? You just get woken up by a guy stood over you that like flipping Jason Bourne, and he says, get up, mate, and get 2 of your mates that you trust the most. What are we doing? Robbing a bank? That would be pretty scary, wouldn't it? But something's going to go down. I think they're going to take him to see something that's going to scare him for a long time.
Act as a watcher to ensure that nobody else at their station knows that these people even left. And Elle's ex tells her that he had heard of these secret men, but he had never believed in them, and he was the highest authority at his post. It meant that there was no commanding officer over him at this post, and he had not approved this Jason Bourne type to enter the post. Especially not his personal quarters, but he gathers 2 men, he does what he's told, he instructs soldier number 1 to stay there and keep watch, and soldier number 2 to follow him. That he didn't know what they were getting into, but he knew that something serious was about to go down. They go about 2 miles away, and they are met with 2 other special forces, an Army Ranger and a Navy SEAL, and he found this extremely strange because Navy SEALs are not typically on missions in Afghanistan or Iraq. Elle says she's not aware of this, but this is just what he told her. Anyway, the Army Ranger hands him what is essentially an NDA, but they referred to it as something different. They have him and the soldier that he chose to assist him sign. After they sign the paperwork, they are led to 2 large, special marked cargo temperature-controlled containers. He recognized because he used to work in logistics as an Army Ranger. He knew that these were used at one point to ship out weaponized viruses. He was expecting something to that effect, I suppose.
Right, did you hear that? Sorry to pause it again, but did you hear what she just said? So he said these containers were used to send out special viruses. And in the last video, you know, about the Spanish flu, it got traced back to this same base.
But they go in and there is a dead giant. Elle's ex was allegedly instructed to remove his personal belongings and take his measurements. Even though he was no longer alive, they also were instructed to ensure that he was securely tied down. Describe this giant to Elle as being over 17 feet long with 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot. He had red hair, a beard, and was wearing a loincloth that he described to Elle as being similar to what Brendan Fraser wore in Tarzan. He weighed in at over 900 pounds, and he told Elle that he smelled like evil. And Elle remembers saying, "Evil's not a smell. What does evil smell like?" And he said, "Me trying to explain that to you would be me trying to explain what a painting looks like to someone who was born blind. You would never know the smell unless you smelled it yourself." He told Elle that they also removed a satchel from him that was made of the same material that his loincloth was, which they assumed to be the hide of some kind of animal. Inside the satchel were weapons made from bones and a spear that was made probably from a tree trunk. They then assisted in shipping this cargo container with the dead giant inside to an underground facility in Kansas where apparently he said they keep a lot of these things. That's when he said, "That's not all that's there, but if I told you what was there and if those things ever got out, we would all be effed."
I'm more intrigued about the evil smell. What did he do? Did that giant just drop a big fart? What? Because he was on, like, he had a flipping 100 tranquilizer darts in his head. Like, how did they even get in there? It would be like Ace Ventura, you know, when he's running through the woods and he's trying to run away and he's like that, you know, and he's got about 10 darts in his arm. Maybe that happened. I don't know. That is weird, though. And what reason would there be someone to lie? I mean, of course, it could be a lie, couldn't it? But it's just a strange coincidence. It's a strange thing to make up. And we all know, all of us, tinfoil hat people know, there are places out there in the world that they have weird stuff in them. If we saw what was in those places, I don't think we'd sleep again. I don't want to know half the secrets of the world. I don't. Because I couldn't just live a normal life. How am I just going to see an alien and an alien looks at me and goes,
"All right, Ben Colson, good videos, mate. Keep doing them." And then I'll just come home and have beans on toast with my wife.
How do people function after seeing that every day? You know what I mean? There's people out there that probably deal with this sort of thing. Then they just go home and just watch TV. Watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and having spaghetti after... Oh, it's just crazy to me.
I think the cyberpunk era has started. It just doesn't look like the movies. So the entire cyberpunk genre revolves around a world of advanced technology and low social mobility. You can afford the gadgets, but you can't afford a home. Sound familiar? Because millennials and Gen Z are the first generations in modern history poorer than their parents, while at the same time we walk around with AI-augmented supercomputers in our pockets. The technology is getting better, but our lives are getting worse. In cyberpunk, megacorps run everything. Now look around. Technology, media, agriculture, all being monopolized. A few corporations run entire industries and pour unlimited money into buying politicians. Don't forget the rise of global Asian culture. Every cyberpunk narrative from Blade Runner to Neuromancer is drenched in Asian iconography. K-pop is the biggest music genre on Earth. K-dramas, Japanese fashion, Chinese manufacturing, Korean skincare, the Asian century. Asian culture is becoming more influential with every passing month. And in cyberpunk, the body becomes currency. People modify themselves to compete. Now look at looks maxing. You win. cosmetic surgery, leg lengthening, steroids at 19. It's not chrome arms and neural jacks, at least for now. But it's the same instinct. It's not cyberpunk as we imagined it. Stay weird. The pieces are all there, and it's only just getting started.
Yeah, and I have seen those YouTubers or streamers, right? They're not YouTubers, are they? They're streamers where they literally get a hammer and they're breaking their jaw to regrow it, right? And then they gamble and they promote this stuff to kids, man. That's what I don't get. And I'm not here on my high horse to say I'm a better man than them, but it's just weird because they're getting promoted in the algorithm. Like they're getting promoted in the algorithm to promote, like, they sit there and play on slot machines all day and drink and, you know, break their jaw to get looks better looking and they inject stuff. That stuff's getting promoted to the youth. That's what young men feel like they have to do to become loved or wanted or needed or to be cool, to fit in. That's dangerous, isn't it? I sound like a grumpy old man, but it's just weird. And like, which brings me to my next point as well, talking about the algorithm. So, like I said earlier, my twin brother started a new channel, and it's really sad, really, because a lot of you know he has his own channel. It's called Simp Saver Sam, and he has worked for years, really worked super hard on that channel. He's got 260,000 subs. He's uploaded consistently for years, and the algorithm, YouTube basically have stopped promoting him. They've denied him the YouTube plaque 3 times. They put limited ads on his videos, limited reach, limited this, limited that. And my brother's much stronger than me, honestly, more resilient. And most of us, like, would be extremely stressed in my brother's situation because this is what pays his bills. This is what, like, you know, this is how he runs his home and provides for his family. And it's just, like, it's just not fair. Like, no one knows why, but he's just getting shadow banned. I'd really appreciate it if anyone could go over and support my brother. You know, it would mean a lot to me. You know, Body Cam Sam, he's starting all over again.
Welcome everyone, I hope you're all having a great day. This is in fact my first ever video on this channel.
It's sad to see, but you know, we can help, we can support him. And I've said to him, look, he didn't ask for a shout out. I said to him, look, I'll ask my people because there's some good people and, you know, we can support you. And I really appreciate it if anyone goes over there and supports him because he really loves to make YouTube. He's same as me, loves to do it. So head on over. The link will be in the description and the comment, like I said. And Body Cam Sam, let's go and help him grow this new channel. And yeah, it is a shame. I kind of want him to get away from the politics and stuff anyway. So if anyone heads over, thank you so much. But leave your comments down below about that video. And it's been, man, I can't wait for all these new UFO videos. I'm so excited. And I really hope that we see some really good stuff because I was the same as you lot. I was disappointed. It was very underwhelming, wasn't it? Well, I hope you all had an amazing weekend as well. Thank you for the love and support. Thank you for everything. Thank you for sticking with me for this whole video and this whole journey. And yeah, go and say hi to Sam from me. Yeah. But yeah, I'll see you all again tomorrow. I look forward to it.